Welcome back. No one cares more for the land than farmers and ranchers, and we've been taking time the past few weeks to honor those who have been recognized for their hard work. This week, we head to South Dakota and spend a day in the life with the region's VII winner of the Environmental Stewardship Award.
Stretching across more than 7,000 acres, Center of the Nation Cattle Company is located just outside Newell, South Dakota. Their one-of-a-kind name comes from their unique geographic location.
Our place had the old Geographic Center of the Nation monument located on it, and that was with the addition of Alaska and Hawaii as states. And so with that monument on our place, we just decided to name our operation Center of the Nation Cattle Company.
It's Jeff's land around that. And that's where we came up with, they called that the Center of the Nation Butte, Center of the Nation Park, and that's where we came up with Center of the Nation Ranch.
The Smink family has a legacy of stewardship that goes back more than a century. Jeff is the fourth generation on the family ranch. Today, he works the land with help from his wife, Kim, and his parents, Steve and Kay. The family realized early on that improving the health of the soil and grass must be top priority to produce the highest quality beef.
I manage grass. You can have the best genetics in your cattle herd in the whole nation, but if you do not have grass, you can't raise any cattle on your place.
Stewardship is to build it up and make it better, and that's what we've been trying to do.
I believe cattle and a good, clean environment go together. I really think to manage these grasslands properly, they need to be grazed, and cattle are the best way, in my mind, to do it.
With 250 cow-calf pairs, their grazing plan was designed not only to benefit the cattle, but also birds. Jeff believes bird life can be a good indicator of range conditions and quality.
We're using birds as indicator species. I went to a Rocky Mountain Bird Observatory seminar a few years back, and just introduced me to the types of birds that we should be seeing out here.
Jeff has the bird book on hand and the wildlife book on hand and a pair of binoculars so that when we're out here with him, he's pointing out several species of birds, and we're always on the lookout for an antelope or something new in the area.
To further protect wildlife, Jeff has installed antelope crossings in fences, which consist of a smooth bottom wire 16 inches off the ground. In addition, their water tanks have ramps to allow birds and other small animals an easy escape. And Jeff worked with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service to repair one dam specifically for wildlife use.
Driving around with Jeff, it didn't take very long at all to realize that he had a really conservation-minded perspective on ranching, and so thought that this was an opportunity to really develop a partnership where we could improve the wildlife habitat on his place. From my perspective, Jeff's leadership goes probably farther than he knows, because I use him as an example in conversations with other ranchers and with other wildlife people all the time about how ranching and wildlife go hand in hand.
We like to preserve and keep things the way they were as much as you can, and share the land with the cattle and the wildlife, and that's for future generations and us and everybody included. And it's just worked out really well with our ranching operation.
Although green and lush now, this area of South Dakota is prone to drought, so the Smink family has worked hard to manage stocking rates and to make sure cattle always have access to water.
We put in water lines and water tanks, which kind of help it helps the pasture in that you can control your grazing more. You have water available, better water available, so cattle aren't staying right around the dams. You've got the water tanks, it's just better for the livestock. It spreads it out so they're not overgrazing in certain areas.
A few years ago, we installed a 22,000-gallon water storage tank. It was part of an EQIP contract that we had with NRCS.
You know, Jeff really cares about the resources, trying to, maintain and improve the resources.
With that cooperation with NRCS, that has been a fantastic addition to this ranch, having another water supply rather than just the runoff into the dams. So hopefully when the next drought comes, which is probably just in a few years, we'll have two water systems to rely on.
Always looking to adopt innovative conservation methods, the Smink family is also willing to share what they've learned with producers across the region.
for me, it's very important to share what I've learned, because that's how I started learning things, was going to seminars and going on ranch tours. I mean, it's a lifetime deal. I don't think you ever know enough.
Through the years, the Sminks have worked hard to protect their resources while maintaining a sustainable operation to ensure their family ranch is around for generations to come.
It's a family organization, been going for so many years, and there's emotion tied up to it, and you're tied to the land, and you want to see that continue.
My hope for the future is that we can keep this ranch going, and that our children will one day be able to walk on this land with their children.
I'm trying not to just look for the next generation for my kids. I'm trying to focus 3 or 4 generations down the line. So I'm really trying to focus for the next several generations. And hopefully, if my kids want to come back, hopefully we have a viable operation that they can come back to with lots of grass.
To view videos of all of this year's regional winners, just visit our website at cattlemantocattleman.org.